Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another interesting but exclusive episode of Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show. On this platform is where we discuss everything, anything that deals with our health. So it's going to be the same this morning because we are focusing on something very, very important that we need to discuss because many people as we are growing up, we didn't know that we have to focus on some aspect of our life, which is the old age. While some people they have aged loved ones at home in the family, but they find it very, very difficult to, give them a special and basic care. That is why we want to focus our discussion this morning on an exclusive interview with a professional on the topic we are going to discuss today, and that is a special care for elderly. My name is Faisal Oluwakemi, and I want to welcome once again to another special episode, special edition of Faisal Oluwakemi Health Show. So, as I've said earlier, if you are just joining us, this is Faisal Oluwakemi Health Show live on Facebook, and this is where we discuss every health-related issues, be it topical issues, policies, and lots more. So, if you are joining us right now, the program is broadcasting live in both English and Yoruba, and it's a production of MDV Media and Global Concept. Eléyìí náà ni a fi máa kí gbogbo wa kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sákọ̀tun ètò tó ń rí sí ìlera wa níbi tí a ti máa ń ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò gbogbo nǹkan tó bá ṣáà ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìlera wa. Lórí ètò náà lénìí àwọn nǹkan tó mọ̀ àti gbéyẹ̀wò yóò ní ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn àgbàlagbà, àwọn arúgbó wa, àwọn tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n ti wà ní ipò àgbà tó sì yẹ kí wọ́n máa fẹ̀yìntì láti máa jẹun ọmọ tí ń lò bá wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa àbìkítà lórí àwọn nǹkan tí ó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìtọ́jú tó yẹ kéèyàn fún àgbàlagbà. Àwọn ìtọ́jú tó yẹ kéèyàn fún àgbàlagbà yẹn, ìyẹn àwọn arúgbó wa yẹn, ìyẹn ni nǹkan tí a fẹ́ máa gbé yẹ̀wò lórí ètò náà lénìí. Bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé àkànṣe ètò ni bí ìṣe wa. Ẹ sì mọ̀ pé gbogbo nǹkan bá ṣáà ní ṣe pẹ̀lú bàbá yìí, ohun tó jẹ Faisal Oluwakemi lógún jọjọ náà nìyẹn. Lórí ètò náà máa ṣàgbéyẹ̀wò àwọn ìtọ́jú pàtàkì fún àwọn arúgbó wa tá a nílé. Yàtọ̀ sí pé àwọn arúgbó wa, àwa gan tá a bá wà ní ipò bẹ́ẹ̀, tá a wà nípò tá a ti wà ní ipò arúgbó, tá a ti ń dàgbà bọ̀, àwọn ìtọ́jú wo la nílò láti fọkàn sí? Àwọn ìtọ́jú wo gan ló yẹ ká gbájúmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí arúgbó? Kò yé yín? Àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí òun ni nǹkan tí a mọ̀ láǹfààní láti gbé yẹ̀wò lágbára Ọlọ́run lórí ètò náà lénìí. Bí ó ṣe rí náà nìyẹn tí a fi láǹfààní láti máa gba àlejò wa lálejò, béèrè nǹkan tá a bá fẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ jómitóró ọ̀rọ̀ lórí nǹkan tá a fẹ́ pẹ̀kẹ́lù. So on this program, as I've said earlier, we have a professional special guest on the program today in the person of Mrs. Mosun Fakunle. That is our guest on the program today. But when it's time, I'm going to bring our guest on camera. But I want to let every one of us know that as you're watching us, you can as well share this video, create a watch party so that we can have a large number of people to benefit from what we're about to discuss the program right now. So just sit back and enjoy the program, and you have the opportunity to also call live on the program. So to ask any questions you need to ask from our guest as regards what we're about to start discussing on the program today. Once again, my name is Faisal Oluwakemi, and I want to welcome you to another interesting episode of Faisal Oluwakemi Health Show. So my guest is on the it's in the studio with me. It's right here in the studio with me, online studio after all. So my guest, short bill by my guest. Let me just read out what my guest is made of. Let me put it that way. My guest is a professional nurse. Let me put it that way. I will just try and be brief with my guest graphic because Tabanika Tenubo Ilioshumbi Tori Agbo. My guest practiced in the United States of America for 18 years before relocating to Nigeria, and she's still practicing in the US, shuttling Nigeria and US, and also uh, she is a licensed registered nurse by the Nigerian Nursing and Midwifery Council. Shadiripe Agboje Oni Alejoa. So, aside that, my guest is also a member of the Association of Care Service Providers to older persons in Nigeria. That is a body of professionals which is made up of civil society agencies, institutions who engage in giving care and support to older persons as well as addressing aging issues and their right to life. So, my guest has a BSc Nursing, MSc Healthcare Administration. So, she is also licensed by the Texas Board of Nurse Examiner. So, Tabanika tún wò ó lọ síwájú sí àlejò mi lórí ètò lénìí, ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga tí wọ́n ti kọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ ni maybe I'll just ask her to even do that by herself torí àwọn ọkọ̀ ilẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà tí mò ń gbọ́ ó jẹ́ ìtì ó lágbára gan ni. So my guest is on the screen with me. Join me as I welcome my guest on the program in the person of Mrs. Mosun Fakunle. Mrs. Fakunle, welcome to Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, it's nice having this beautiful face on my program this morning.
Thank you, Faysol.
So, Mrs. Fakunle, let me just ask, can you just give me a short bit about yourself, information about you, briefly?
I had my associate degree nursing from the Milwaukee Area Technical College in Wisconsin. I had my bachelor's in nursing from the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee, and I also had my master's in healthcare administration from the Ashford University in California. I am licensed by the state of Texas, by the Texas Nurse Board Examiners. I'm also licensed by the Nigerian Nursing and Midwifery Council. I'm also a member of the Association of Care Providers for Older People in Nigeria, and also a member of the Dementia Care Society in Nigeria. Presently, I run a home healthcare agency and also a healthcare facility that provides living care for the elderly also here in Nigeria. So we basically care for our patients in their homes and in our own facility.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we go deep into that, let's just go straight to the point on the topic of discourse this morning. The program, it's both in Yoruba and English, and let me just let our audience know that you can speak Yoruba. Ẹ kí àwọn èèyàn lédè àbínibí wa kán lè mọ̀ pé ẹ gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa ní studio. Ẹ káàárọ̀ a kí yín káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí.
Sure. Eshongoni, I think, I don't know, maybe the network is giving us issue from your hand. If you can just do some kind of adjustment to that, I will surely appreciate that. So let's move on with the program. We want to discuss on this topic, special care for elderly. Special care for elderly is what we want to discuss on the program today. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wọn mọ̀ wípé tí èèyàn bá ti ń dàgbà, tí èèyàn bá dé ipò arúgbó, tí èèyàn bá ti ń lé ní ọjọ́ orí, ó ní àwọn ìtọ́jú pàtàkì kan tó yẹ kí èèyàn máa bójú wò. As a professional who deals with care for elderly, let me just ask, the word elderly, what does that mean?
The word elderly can be described with, it's a combination of factors that, qualify someone as an elderly person. The first is the chronological age, which is your age by the number of years you've spent on earth. The second is your functional and the third is also your social. So we can define an elderly person based on their age on earth, that is iye ọdún tí wọ́n jẹ́, tó bá jẹ́ pé 60 years old, 50, based on that. We can also, define them as, based on their functionality. That is, bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe sí, bí àwọn ẹ̀yà ara wọn, their bodily functionality, and also social definition. Socially, we define, elders in the society based on their social interaction, their productivity in, the workforce and all of that. So all of these major factors are what defines an elderly. And then, according to the WHO, the elderly people, the age for the elderly actually starts at from 60, upwards. The United Nations recognizes 60 upwards as, the age for the elderly. But traditionally in our African, community, we regard once they're getting to 50 upwards, 50 to 65, we regard them as elderly. But, in most developed nations, their retirement age of 65 is what they use to define an elderly person.
Okay. Thank you very much for that definition and explanation about stages and age of being an elderly. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show. It's a program broadcasting live on Facebook, and it's the production of MDV Media and Global Concept. So we are focusing on care for elderly, the special care for elderly. And with me has been Mrs. Mosun Fakunle, CEO of Vineyard of Grace Healthcare. So we are focusing on special care for elderly, and she just described what stages, what the word elderly means, and the ages. Now, ìbéèrè tí mo fẹ́ tún béèrè lọ́wọ́ àlejò wa elétò ìlera Mosun Fakunle, ẹ jẹ́ kó yé wa wípé nǹkan tí dídàgbà tàbí wíwà ní ipò ọjọ́ ogbó in tó jẹ́ leléyìí, kí èèyàn dàgbà láti tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìṣọwọ́ṣe ẹni, ìṣọwọ́ tí oríkèéríkèé ara fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ sí àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ìjẹ́ jíjẹ́ àgbà, kéèyàn dàgbà, ṣó ní ìpele does it have stages téèyàn lè wà pé ìpele báyìí ó ti dàgbà báyìí, ìpele báyìí ó tún dàgbà báyìí, ṣó ní ìpele?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, dídàgbà ní ìpele. Fún àwọn tí wọ́n bá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wọ that, age bracket, that calendar age that we regard as, elderly, those are the ones in the early, stage of aging. In Africa, we regard them from like 50 to 65. In other developed nations, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti 65 years of age upward when they are retired. And then we also have the other ones that are more advanced in age, which, starts from 65 years to 75 years of age. And also we have those that are way advanced in age. So those that have gone from, 75, 80 and above. So there are stages of, aging. So láti àwọn tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọgọ́ta ọdún gẹ́gẹ́ bí, àjọ WHO ṣe fi lélẹ̀.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àjọ elétò ìlera lágbàáyé bí wọ́n ṣe fi léde, ẹ ṣeun gan ni. Ibi tí a wá lọ gangan leléyìí, kó tó di pé a lọ síbi ìtọ́jú, that is the care for elderly itself, kí ni àwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ àwọn àìlera tó máa ń sábà ṣe àwọn àgbàlagbà tó bá ti wà lọ́jọ́ orí yìí? Kí làwọn àìsàn wo ló máa ń sábà wọ́pọ̀ láàrin àwọn àgbàlagbà lásìkò tó bá ti wà ní ipò àgbà tó bá ti?
Well, there are different, sicknesses and diseases that are associated with old age. More so in our society today, people are
Hmm.
living longer. So we are seeing people are paying more attention to their health. They're taking better care of themselves. They are living longer. So we are seeing more complications of chronic illnesses. Some of them can be, dementia, arthritis, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, Alzheimer's disease, rheumatoid arthritis, Parkinson's, and then you have some other heart diseases, and all of these, diseases that are common in older people.
Hmm. So àwọn nǹkan tó wọ́pọ̀ nìyẹn láàrin àwọn àgbàlagbà bíi àìsàn tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú eegun fún wọn bí káró máa ro kéegun máa ro ni gbígbàgbé nǹkan àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni onírúurú àìsàn ló máa ń ṣe àwọn arúgbó wa. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti àwọn ìrora ní oríkìíríkìí ara, then kán máa gbàgbé nǹkan tí àwọn Yorùbá máa ń pè ní pé wọ́n ń ṣe arán, then kí àwọn ẹ̀yà ara wọn kó má ṣe déédé, kó má wà as strong as it used to be when they were much younger. So it slows them down, physically. And that is when we talk about their functionality, because they are not as functional as they used to be. And then a lot of them cannot hold, the kind of employment that they had in their early stage of life. Irú iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe ní ìgbà tí wọn ì tí ì dàgbà tó yìí, bí àwọn tó ṣe pé wọ́n máa ń tajà, wọ́n ń lọ sọ́jà, wọ́n ní shop. All of these are ways of social interactions which actually slows down as they age.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching an exclusive interview with Mrs. Mosun Fakunle, the CEO of Vineyard of Grace Healthcare, and we are focusing on this special topic, special care for elderly. And we've been discussing so far, we've discussed on what elderly is all about. We've discussed what are the common sicknesses among elderly. So àwọn kan wọ̀nyẹn ìlà tí ń gbé yẹ̀wò látàárọ̀. Don't forget you can also join us on the program by dropping your comments on the comment section as you're watching. Or you can also call us live on the program to ask any question you need to ask from our guests. Ẹ lè pè wọlé láti béèrè béèrè lọ́wọ́ àlejò wa lórí nǹkan tí à ń gbé yẹ̀wò. Kódà ẹ lè fi àwọn àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ ṣọwọ́ sí wa lórí comment section wa láti béèrè àwọn nǹkan tí a nílò láti béèrè nǹkan tí à ń gbé yẹ̀wò. Bákan náà ẹ má gbàgbé pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń wò wá yẹn ẹ lè tún pín ká. Please share this video as you're watching. Share as you're watching. Create a watch party so that the program can benefit a large number of people. And once again, I'm with Mrs. Mosun Fakunle, the CEO of Vineyard of Grace Healthcare, and we've been focusing on care for elderly, the special care for elderly. And I'm ṣe eléyìí lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì àti ní èdè àbínibí wa. Inú mi dùn pé tó ń ti bí àlejò wa ṣe pẹ́ tó ń lu èbò. Wọ́n fi èdè Yorùbá lẹ́sẹ̀ ní èdè Yorùbá wọn náà ó tún dá ṣákáṣáká lẹ́nu wọn. So àlejò mi ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ báyìí. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà tá a ti mọ àwọn àìsàn tí ó sábà wọ́pọ̀ láàrin àwọn arúgbó wa, àwọn àgbàlagbà wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé ìpèníjà tí àwọn arúgbó wa máa ń kojú téèyàn máa ń kojú téèyàn bá ti wà ní ipò àgbà. What are the challenges being faced by elderly when they are at this stage of life?
The basic challenges that you have with elderly is the fact that their whole system, slows down. And, this slowing down process gives rise to other, diseases and, sicknesses in their bodies. Take, for instance, a car that you have driven for 50 something, 60 something years cannot be optimally functional as that which you just bought, 10, 15 years ago. So ohun tá à ń sọ ni wípé àgọ́ ara àwọn àgbàlagbà kò ní ṣiṣẹ́ déédéé bíi ti ìgbà tí wọ́n wà ní èwe. So take for instance the sight, their vision. A lot of them would have some form of loss of vision. They have some vision impairment, hearing impairment also, and also you notice a whole lot of decline in their ambulation, that is bọ́n ṣe ń rìn, their ability to move from place to place. And this would affect generally their ability to care for themselves. Also, when you look at the organs in the body, the brain slows down, the heart slows down, the kidney functions kind of slow down a little. And these are the general challenges that leads to one form of ailment or the other. However, these diseases, these sicknesses and ailments differ from person to person, depending on the medical history, their family history. In some families, diabetes run in the family, high blood pressure runs in the family. They are predisposed to heart diseases. And also the lifestyle that they lived when they were much younger also affects the way that these family history is going to play out in their lives. Ní àkókò wọ̀nyí ni àwọn ọmọ àti ẹbí tí wọ́n ní láti dìde fún ìtọ́jú àwọn arúgbó wa. So ní àkókò wọ̀nyí, sometimes àwọn ìtọ́jú yẹn, àwọn ẹbí àti ará wọ́n lè má lè provide àwọn ìtọ́jú yẹn because they're not medically inclined, and a lot of them might not be, healthcare professionals. So it is at this time that they need, professional care for their aged loved ones. And, society has changed and it's still changing. And you have a lot of cases where, children live so far away from their parents. So providing adequate care that they need to manage the activities of daily living and to give a quality life for this, aged loved ones of theirs become very challenging because they are not living, far, they're not living close by. So we have a lot of children that are living abroad, their parents are here. Even the children that live in Nigeria, you have children that live in Abuja, their parents are in the southwest part of Nigeria. And then you even have people that live in the same city, but the nature of their own jobs and the needs of their own immediate families, that is raising their children and all of that, takes a lot of time off of them. And they barely have time to be able to provide the quality of care that these aged people need. So nítorí gbogbo àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí ní Vineyard of Grace àti àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ wọn ni wọ́n máa ń lè ṣe ìtọ́jú tó dájú fún àwọn àgbàlagbà.
Ẹ ṣeun gan ni. Kó tó di pé a máa lọ síbẹ̀ yẹn, ẹ̀yin èèyàn wálé, à ń gbìyànjú láti ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò ìtọ́jú fún àwọn àgbàlagbà wa tí àlejò wa pàtàkì tí a sì ń gbà lálejò lórí ètò náà fún tòní. Àwọn náà ni elétò ìlera Mosun Fakunle tí wọ́n jẹ́ ọ̀gá àgbà láṣẹ àti olùdarí níléeṣẹ́ Vineyard of Grace Healthcare. À ń ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò ìtọ́jú àwọn arúgbó, wọ́n sì ti sọ àwọn ìpèníjà kọ̀ọ̀kan tí àwọn arúgbó tí wọ́n máa ń kojú fún wa. So you can as well join the program by calling the number on the screen so that you can ask any question you need to ask from our guest. And don't forget that you can also join us or drop a comment on this comment section by dropping a comment on what we are discussing or any question you need to ask from our guest. So We appreciate you. We like if you can just drop your comments and where you are watching us from so that we can do a kind of shout out with you. So I know of somebody watching us right now. Is one of our big follower on every of Faysol Oluwakemi Health show. In the person of Mrs. Sunny Mariam Adenike Sunny. She is a great fan from the United Kingdom, and today is her birthday. Happy birthday to you, Mrs. Adenike Mariam Sonny. So I hope our guests so we wish Mrs. Sonny happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Sonny. We wish you more prosperous years ahead in Jesus' name.
Okay. Amen. Now I think you're having a caller now. Uh, we can the caller can hello. Oh, we've lost the call. You can please call back again to ask any question you need to ask from our guest. That is the number to call. 070 8360 6280. So we have this person watching us. Is a regular viewer Mr. Badmos Achibola. So please let us know where you are watching us from so that we can do a kind of shout out too. So we're still expecting calls from our audience out there so that we can know what you need to ask our guests. So láǹfààní láti pè wá béèrè lọ́wọ́ àlejò wa lórí nǹkan tí à ń gbìyànjú láti gbé yẹ̀wò lórí ètò náà fún tèní. À ń ṣàgbéyẹ̀wò ètò fún àwọn arúgbó wa. Ìtọ́jú tó ṣe kókó tó ṣe pàtàkì fún àwọn arúgbó wa ni tí à ń gbìyànjú láti gbé yẹ̀wò. Bákan náà sì ni àlejò wa lórí ètò. Àwọn náà ni elétò ìlera onímọ̀ ìṣègùn òyìnbó láti ilé ìwòsàn ilé ìtọ́jú Vineyard of Grace Healthcare. Hello, ẹ káàárọ̀, good morning. Hello. Hello. Hello, Ekaro. Good morning. Well, we lost the call. So the number to call once again is 070 8360 6280. Àwọn èèyàn ń gbìyànjú láti pè wá wọlé béèrè lọ́wọ́ àlejò wa lórí nǹkan tí à ń gbé yẹ̀wò. We have some people sending their comment. Durogi Saida Tolabi Suraji from Akobo. Thank you very much for watching from Akobo. And wow, this is the celebrant, Miriam Adini Kesoni. You're welcome for that. We really appreciate you so much for that. So, but before we, as we are expecting calls from home, and I would like to ask you this question, ma. What are the basic care for elderly? Kí làwọn ìtọ́jú tó ṣe kókó tó ṣe pàtàkì fún àwọn arúgbó wa?
In caring for the elderly, the most important thing is attending to their medical, their social, and personal needs. You know, when you talk about the care of the elderly, it's not just, the medical. Yeah, some of them have all these medical problems that they need to
I think you have
take.
a caller. I think you have a caller. Hello. Hello, good morning. Ẹ káàárọ̀. Yeah, orúkọ yín àti ibi tẹ́ ti ń pè wá. Hello. 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 From Akobo. Thank you very much. Kí ni ìbéèrè fún àlejò wa?
My name is Raji Saida from Akobo.
Thank you very much. We can hear you clearly. Do you have any question for our guest? Kí ni ìbéèrè fún àlejò wa?
Yes. My question is that why is it that the elderly people do normally complain about the neck pain?
Neck pain. Neck pain. Ọrùn dúdú àbí? Hello.
Hello.
Is it neck pain or leg pain?
Neck pain.
Neck, ọrùn. Okay. I don't know. Do you get that, Mrs. Fakunle? She said, why is it that elderly people always complain of neck pain. I don't know, maybe she's talking about neck pain or leg pain. Let's just take it that pains generally. Why is it that elderly people complain of pains?
Well, to address the issue of pain management in the elderly, they need, we need to know what is the cause of the
Okay.
pain. So that is why it's important for them to actually visit a doctor or medical doctor so that they can actually, do some tests and findings. Sometimes, depending on the location of the pain, they might need to take pictures, and then from there, they would now, the leg pain. Okay, she's talking about leg pain. When it comes to leg pain, so many
Yes.
things, might be responsible for the leg pain. In some older, people, their circulation might have slowed down, and in some of them, it could be as arthritis, which is also, very common in the older adult. But whatever the case is, they need to be seen by a doctor. It could be, a general
Doctor.
practice doctor. It could be a geriatrician, so that they can actually, do findings, so that we are not treating and just guessing and just, doing self-medication. However, if, they see the doctors, the doctors are able to prescribe what form of medication or exercise. It could be, they could need physiotherapy. They could, it could even be a very serious case of blood clot. And, in this, if
Okay.
in the case of blood clot, they have to be very careful because we don't
Okay.
want to dislodge the clot so that it doesn't cause a bigger problem for them. So it is important for them to see a doctor who is able to do an examination and come up with the appropriate diagnosis for us to know the plan of care to, use for the, for the person concerned.
Okay. So what I could decode from what you said nínú nǹkan tẹ́ sọ ni pé nǹkan tó bá ń ṣèyàn, èèyàn nílò láti ẹ̀ ti kọ́kọ́ àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ onímọ̀ ìṣègùn òyìnbó lọ láti mọ nǹkan tó jẹ́ gan kó tó di wípé èèyàn ó máa wò ó pé nǹkan báyìí ló ṣòun, nǹkan báyìí ló ṣòun, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, a kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ wádìí orísun ara ríro yẹn, so that a ní fi oògùn orí fífọ́ wo orí inú rírun.
Ẹ ṣeun gan
Nípa
ni
ṣíṣe
àlejò mi.
àyẹ̀wò.
Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wálé, à ń gbìyànjú láti ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò à ń pè ní ìtọ́jú fún àwọn arúgbó wa, fún àwọn àgbàlagbà wa. Látàárọ̀ a sì ti ń gba akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ elétò ìlera kan lálejò, elétò ìlera Mosun Fakunle, tí wọ́n jẹ́ ọ̀gá àgbà ní ilé-iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe ìtọ́jú àwọn arúgbó àti àwọn àgbàlagbà, yẹn Vineyard of Grace Healthcare. A sì tún ń fọ̀rọ̀ jomitoro ọ̀rọ̀ lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì àti lédè abínibí wa náà. Mrs. Fakunle, there is this question on the screen. I guess you might have seen it. So the person said, does it mean digestive system of elderly ones depreciate as they get older? That is the question.
Yes. The answer is yes. Everybody's digestive system slows down in one way or the other as we get older. And that is why they keep on saying, the older you get, you need to adjust the kind of foods that you eat. You can no longer, when you're getting older, you can no longer eat like you used to eat when you were a kid. Tí a bá ti ń dàgbà sí, a nílò láti máa mọ àwọn oúnjẹ tí ó jẹ́ kí a máa jẹ. And in a lot of elderly, constipation is a common, symptom that they exhibit. But, with lifestyle adaptation and the right diet, eating food that has more fiber, this can be resolved. Eating more vegetables and fruits, this can also be resolved. And then we should remember that a lot of elderly people, they don't move around like they used to when they were much younger. Àìmá lè máa rìn dáadáa, kán máa, ṣe dáadáa. bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe nígbà tí wọ́n kéré, ìyẹn lè tún contribute sí the process of constipation and the slowing down of the digestive system. Àti pé bí a ti ń dàgbà ni bí oúnjẹ ti ń dà lára wa ni ó ṣe máa yí padà. Èyí túmọ̀ sí pé oúnjẹ jíjẹ wa náà ó máa yí padà. A lè rí arúgbó kó máa mu iye kóòkì tí ọmọ ọdún mẹ́wàá lè mu, torí bí system ọmọ ọdún mẹ́wàá yẹn tó ṣe máa process ẹ̀ is different from bí system àgbàlagbà tó máa ṣe process ẹ̀. So yes, we have to manage ourselves according to how the aging process has affected our various systems.
You're still watching Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show live on Facebook, and we've been discussing on special care for elderly, and with me has been I want to say professor, maybe professor in the making, Mrs. Mosun Fakunle, the CEO Vineyard of Grace Health Care. Now we are discussing special care for elderly, and if you are watching us right now, please you can share this video, create a watch party so that we can have large number of people to benefit from what we are discussing. Now, a ti ṣàgbéyẹ̀wò nǹkan tí ọjọ́ orí jíjẹ́ ọjọ́ ogbó tó jẹ́, a ti ṣàgbéyẹ̀wò nǹkan tí àwọn ìpèníjà tí àwọn àdúgbò wa tí wọ́n máa ń kojú. Tẹ́ bá ń wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí, ẹ lè fi orúkọ yín àti ibi tẹ́ ti ń fò wá, ẹ fi ṣọwọ́, your name and where you're watching us from, drop it as a comment, and if you have any question, you can as well ask the guest as the program is going on. Lè pè sórí nọ́mbà tó wà ní iwájú yìí láti béèrè ìbéèrè lọ́wọ́ àlejò wa lórí nǹkan tí à ń gbé yẹ̀wò látàárọ̀. Èèyàn kan náà tún fi ìbéèrè yìí ṣọwọ́ láti our regular viewer from Ghana in the person of Badmus Yunus Ajibola. So he said, must elderly people desist from eating? I think the question will pop up right away. That most elderly people desist from eating 30 times daily. How many times daily is recommended for them to eat for better health? So go ahead, madam.
Well, this would be the number of times they eat a day is dependent on their body, on what their condition requires. Iye ìgbà tí arúgbó lè jẹun ní ojúmọ́ ó depend lórí àìlera àti ipò tí ara wọn wà. Tí ó bá ṣe pé arúgbó tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n ṣẹ̀mọ̀ tí àwọn èèyàn bá ṣe ń dàgbà sí, there's what we call taste buds. You know, for a lot of elderly people, their taste buds, die with time, and they lose appetite, and they are not, a fan of food like they used to be. So there is a tendency for them to be malnourished if proper care is not given to ensure that they take in adequate calories that they need, So if the person we're talking about is in this category, then small frequent meals can help, So if we're giving small frequent meals to them, they can eat more than 3 times a day. If you're giving them small frequent meals, it also depends on what their appetite is like and the underlying disease that they have. If they are, diabetic, if they have Crohn's disease, if they have whatever disease they have, and sometimes the doctors would recommend like a low sodium diet. They would recommend their diet based on their disease process and their disease conditions. So we cannot basically use the same formula for everybody. It has to be individualized based on the health needs of the person that is in question. But to help the elderly people ensure that they eat more and they drink more so that we know that they are not dehydrated. We need to offer them fluids frequently, and we also need to offer them food frequently. And then the condition of their dentition also is very important. So for some of them that have lost a lot of their teeth, they cannot chew meat. We need to make sure they get enough protein by providing, fish that is easy for them to chew. And also their cognition is very important. Their cognition plays a big role in what they would want to eat. Mhm. So iye ìgbà tí arúgbó máa jẹun lójúmọ́ ó dá lórí oríṣiríṣi nǹkan bíi ìlera ara wọn àti bí oúnjẹ tí ó wà available àti bí oúnjẹ ṣe ń dà. That is how the food is being digested and processed in their digestive system. So àwọn àìsàn tí wọ́n bá dẹ̀ ní náà ó máa ń affect bí wọ́n ṣe ń jẹun. So kò ṣeé ṣe láti sọ wípé bí a ti máa fún wọn ní oúnjẹ nìyí, torí arúgbó ìkíní ó lè jẹ oúnjẹ 3 times a day. Tó ṣe pé arúgbó kejì kẹ̀dẹ̀rẹ́ ó kàn lè sọ pé ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì péré làwọn fẹ́ jẹun, but might need to be hydrated more. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Now, we're about to discuss something before we start to entertain questions. Earlier, àwọn àgbàlagbà nílò basic care for elderly. Kí làwọn ìtọ́jú táwọn àgbàlagbà nílò gan téèyàn bá ti wà ní ọjọ́ orí báyìí, ọjọ́ ogbó báyìí?
Well, the care of the elderly must be provided to meet their medical needs, so that their medical conditions are well managed and, they are well, controlled. Also, their social needs, because of old age, a lot of them don't, have a regular job to go to like you and I. So we need to be very mindful of social isolation so that they are not socially isolated, as most of their children have their own families too, and they don't all live, under the same roof. So social isolation is also a big need of the elderly. And also their personal needs. Their personal needs might differ because they all don't go through the same, they're all not in the same stage, in the same level at the same time. So we have to provide care for them based on their needs. So if, for instance, someone that has always been going to church, somebody that has always been, going out, in their early days, they had, they had a job they used to go to, and all of a sudden they find themselves being socially, isolated. We need to make sure that their social needs are met, so that we just don't isolate our elderly.
With your network out there.
Can you hear me now? Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you can come again. Yeah, we can hear you clearly now. You can come again.
I said it is important for us to be able to meet their social needs so that they are not isolated, because social isolation is a common problem with the aging population. In developed nations, a lot of them live in retirement homes, they live in nursing homes, where they see people that are, of their age group, people they can interact with at their own level. So, it is very important for us to ensure that these people are not socially isolated, because social isolation can even lead to other complications like depression. For us to meet the care of the elderly, their needs, we need to use a holistic approach. we're not just going to be attending to their medical needs, just giving them the medicine they need for their diabetes, or just giving them the medicine they need for their blood pressure, or just giving them the nutritional needs alone. We need to, create a balance. Ìtọ́jú àwọn arúgbó ó
Thank you very much. Tó di pé ẹ tẹ̀síwájú àlejò wa, èèyàn kan náà ń sọ nǹkan tí ó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú tẹ́ sọ yìí, Olúwatósìn Ṣódùnkẹ́, she said their social need is according to their needs. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tí ẹ̀yin náà sọ, ó dà pé wọ́n fi káàdì wọ́n fi gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn dì í to buttress what you said. Nǹkan tí ẹni yẹn ń gbìyànjú àti sọ nìyẹn. Ó yá, kó wá tó di pé tẹ̀síwájú, ìbéèrè kan náà tún wà báyìí látọ̀dọ̀ ẹni wa yìí. Ẹni yẹn ní pé we learned meat doesn't digest on time. Did you advise they eat fish, and which type of fish? Alana is proteinous but contain more fat, while panla won't give them enough protein. Kindly justify the best fish. I guess you won't want to say this is the fish they should eat or not, but maybe you just answer that.
Well, when it's depending on their lifestyle, for someone that has, eaten meat all their life, you just don't come and just take away that privilege from them, and then depending on their own health condition, if they have problems with, high cholesterol and all of that. So the kind of protein you would provide for them has to be one, suitable, and you have to make sure that they are not being deprived of what they are craving. For somebody that's eaten meat all their life, for a grandma or grandpa that's eaten meat all their life, if you want to substitute meat with fish, you have to actually, because you can't take away their autonomy, or else you would not, get along well with them. They would resist and they would, give you a hard time. So you have to do a little compromise with them, and you have to let them know the reasons why we are doing, a change of diet. If you're doing a change of diet, you need to let them know why they are doing a change of diet. Their dentition can also play a role on the kind of diet that you feed them. For those of them that don't have, teeth on their own, or their teeth is weak, or they use dentures, you have to give them something that is appealing to them so that they just don't stop eating, So if their needs, if what they need, for their system is good protein, there are different sources of protein that they can have. They can have beans, they can have, fish, and then depending on what they need, if they need, we have fish that is rich in omega-8, omega-3, like, the person actually pointed out, salmon, alaron, depending on the needs of this person. But as long as we're trying to, attend to their needs, we also have to make it appealing to them so that they just don't stop eating. Because some of them can be very stubborn and adamant. They want what they want. So we have to be an expert in compromising and, entering into an agreement with them.
Àwọn nǹkan tí a gbìyànjú àti sọ ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì yìí láàárọ̀, n fẹ́ kí ẹ bá wa ṣe àlàyé àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyẹn ní ṣókí ní èdè Yorùbá, kó tó di pé a máa lọ, torí a ní ju bí ìṣẹ́jú bíi 5 lọ mú báyìí kó tó di pé ètò náà yóò parí. Bó tilẹ̀ ṣe pé a fẹ́ tẹ̀síwájú lọ́sẹ̀ tí ń bọ̀ lórí ètò yìí, lórí nǹkan tí à ń gbé yẹ̀wò yẹn gangan lára. Àbí bó ni àlejò wa?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, fún irúfẹ́ ẹni tí ó gbádùn ẹran jíjẹ, fún àpẹẹrẹ, a gbọ́dọ̀ pèsè ohun mìíràn pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn, lọ́nà tí kò ní fi pa á lára, ṣẹmọ̀, lọ́nà tí kò ní fi pa wọ́n lára, tí ò dẹ̀ ní fi sú wọn, láì tàbùkù ohun tí ó wù wọ́n lọ́kàn láti jẹ.
Ẹ̀tọ́ wọn. so àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí so ẹ ṣeun ẹ jẹ́ kí a tún mú àwọn ìbéèrè kọ̀ọ̀kan wá nípa nǹkan tí àwọn èèyàn tún ń béèrè torí ìbéèrè ń wá lóríṣiríṣi látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn olólùfẹ́ wa tó ń wò wá gbogbo àwọn tó ń wò wá látàárọ̀ ẹnìkan náà tó lè fi àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ ṣọwọ́ is a regular viewer of this program, so he deserves something special. So, can you recommend a place on how to see you for counseling? Oh, okay, we will surely do that on the program. I will surely do that on the program. So, this is what the program. Watching them live, there is a kind of stroll on the Vineyard of Grace Healthcare. You can just check and read well so that you can have a Vineyard of Grace contact on it. So àlejò wa sì tún bọ̀ ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run tí a sì ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò nípa nǹkan tí ó yẹ kí àwọn arúgbó wa jẹ àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ káwọn arúgbó wa kí wọ́n máa ṣe lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ because I know we have many people that still want to ask questions about what we are discussing today, but because of the time. So, àlejò wa ní ṣókí kó tó di pé ẹ máa lọ. Kí ni tẹ́ lè sọ nípa ètò yìí? What can you say about this program?
Well, this program has been a very educative one. You know, I have had the opportunity to follow this program before now. It's been very educative and informative, and it also creates awareness, you know, amongst, you know, the population on healthcare for everybody. And it is, you know, the coverage is vast. The coverage is vast, so easily, you know, it interests people easily, and the topics have been, you know, very realistic. The program talks about things that we actually face. It talks about the reality of our times and our health. Ètò yìí jẹ́ ètò ó jẹ́ ètò tó ń dáni lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ èyí tí ó ń jẹ́ kí gbogbo ènìyàn mọ àwọn ohun tí ó ṣe pàtàkì fún ìlera gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti mọ̀ pé ìlera lọ́rọ̀.
Ẹ ṣeun gan ni inú dùn wípé àlejò wa bí ẹ ṣe ń sọ Yorùbá yín yẹn kò tiẹ̀ jọ pé ẹ lo àìmọye ọdún lórílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà rárá ẹgbẹ́ ti pẹ́ l'Amẹ́ríkà tó ẹ gbàgbé Yorùbá bó ti wọ́ mọ́. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́?
Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
Ìgbà kó wà tí a bá tún pè yín lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ láti tẹ̀síwájú lórí nǹkan tá à ń gbéyàwó àlejò wa ẹ jẹ́ wa àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
So tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ Adúpẹ́, we really appreciate you for on the program this morning on Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show. We appreciate your time. We appreciate everything about you. So this is a comment from Folari Shoyode. Thank you very much. Great topic we have here today. Like as always, Faysol. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that comment. So no problem, Mr. Folari. You can just join us next week for continuation of this topic. I'm working with my guest now, and she has said she'll be here same time, same platform next week. Abibe kwa àlejò wa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Lágbára Ọlọ́run.
It's nice. Ẹ sáré ka àwọn comment kó tó di pé a máa lọ aago mọ́kànlá náà. So this is another comment from Oluwatosin Shodunke, very impacting. Thank you for introducing this medium to talk. Small, we too run a facility here in Lagos to share for the world. No problem. I think we can just do that next time. So hello, Talo Ambe, we have a call before we go. Hello. Wow, I think we lost that call. So for your feedback, anything you need to get in touch with us about what we are discussing on Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show, what we majorly, it's everything about our health. Intonise ìlera wa náà ni nǹkan tí a máa ń gbé yẹ̀wò lórí ètò Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show. Ẹni tí a sì gbà lálejò lénìí, àwọn náà ni elétò ìlera akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ onímọ̀ ìṣègùn òyìnbó tó ṣe pé gbogbo ọgbọ́n ṣe pẹ́ tó ní orílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà wọn gbàgbé Yorùbá inú mi dùn fún yàn elétò ìlera Mosun Fakunle. Hello. Hello. Good morning. Yeah, I think this will be the last call before we go today. Orúkọ yín àti tẹ̀sí ń pè wá. Okay. Àlejò wa ṣe ń gbọ́.
Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o. Thank you ma. Thank you ma.
Ṣé máa dákọ̀ mọ́ wa lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ náà? Eshongoni. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. So that is one of our loyal listener of this program, Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show. We really appreciate everybody who have been watching us. Thank you very much for your time. So for your feedback, comment, support, to reach out to us, or you want to be part of this program, you want to sponsor this program, or you have anything to discuss with the anchor, with the team of the program, you can just get in touch to us on the contact above, the number, the email, and everything. So the number is the WhatsApp line to get in touch with Doki Tomoye. Àlejò wa ìyókù dín ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tí ń bọ̀ tí a tún láǹfààní àti gbé yín wá sórí ètò yìí pé ẹ wà pẹ̀lú wa lọ́sẹ̀ tí ń bọ̀, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
So ẹ bá wa kálọ̀ àwọn ará ilé kó tún dìgbà tá láǹfààní àti pàdé.
A kí yín o, ẹ̀yin ará ilé, ẹ ṣé àjíǹde ara máa jẹ́ yín o. A tún pàdé lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you very much for that. We really appreciate that from our guests. So kó tó di pé a máa lọ, gbogbo nǹkan tí a láǹfààní láti tẹ̀síwájú láti máa sọ òun náà ni nípa nǹkan tí a gbé yẹ̀wò lónìí. A máa tẹ̀síwájú lọ́sẹ̀ tí ń bọ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run. So our comments tó wà níbẹ̀, I just want to go through the comment before I sign out of the program today. Mariam Adenike Sonny here from the United Kingdom. Thank you very much. Well done, more wins. That is a great comment from you. Okay. This is a person, Brazil Frank. He said he just created. Well presented. We are reading the comment. Comfort Adenike. Thank you very much for this. This person said he just created an account, and this was one of the suggested accounts for him. Well, thank you much for that. Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show is one of the suggested accounts, so really appreciate you. Akinola Comfort Adenike, thank you very much. Well presented. Really appreciate you. So this is coming from another person. Well presented. What time? So the program next week is the same time at 10 a.m. next week by the special grace of God. Lágbára Ọlọ́run September náà ni àwọn èèyàn, they can't wait to even meet our guests for the continuation of the program next week. Wow, that is wonderful. So this is another comment from Sem Akinola. She said, time next week. Next time next week, same time next week by special grace of God. So adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn olólùfẹ́ wa tí wọ́n ti ń wò wá látàárọ̀. Really appreciate your time for being part of the program today, and we say a big thank you to our guest, Mrs. Mosun Fakunle, for your time. Really appreciate you so much. So ìrètí wà wípé tó bá tún di September á sì tún tẹ̀síwájú lórí nǹkan tí à ń gbé yẹ̀wò ní agbára Ọlọ́run ọba. So thank you very much. I remain yours truly. My name is Faysol Oluwakemi. Till next time, I'll come your way, and that is this Saturday by 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. on another interesting episode of Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show, this Saturday edition of the program. So lọ́jọ́ Saturday yẹn náà láti ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò nǹkan míì tí a ní láti yẹ̀wò lágbára Ọlọ́run lọ́jọ́ Saturday yẹn. But as for next week Monday, we are still bringing our guest in the person of Mrs. Mosun Fakunle on the program Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show. We thank you very much for your time. Please keep sharing this video. Please keep inviting more people to like this page so that we can always have more of this program and more of these interesting topic to be discussed. So thank you very much for your time. It's nice being with you. Ẹ ṣeun gan ni o, Yorùbá ní mọ̀ọ́dé mọ̀ọ́gẹ̀, ìpé ìpéjú òun náà ní àlàáfíà. Kò jẹ́ bí táwọn àrímọ̀ fún tòní lórí ètò yín ètò wa Faysol Oluwakemi Health Show tó bá di ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tí ń bọ̀, ìyẹn lọ́jọ́ ajé Monday tí ń bọ̀ náà ni a tún láǹfààní láti ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò nǹkan míì tí ó tún ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìlera wa. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, ìlera àti àlàáfíà ẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan wa kò ní di fíafíà. Ẹ ṣeun tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa o. Àìlẹ́dẹ̀ ṣe ń wo fídíò yẹn, ẹ share, keep sharing this video, keep bringing more people to watch, create a watch party with this. I love you. Bye. Ẹ ṣeun.